up, you guys? Welcome back to my video. Welcome to my channel. Today's video is reaction video. It's my first one ever, and I'm really excited for it. I decided to do the #1 tweeting thing on YouTube, which I thought was something crazy, unexpected, but it's something that's so PG and so weird that I did not understand why. It is Squishy Makeover, Fixing Your Squishies, number 16 by Mariah Elizabeth. She have a YouTuber got big at least a year, 3 years ago, and she do a lot of arts and craft, but the most famous thing she is famous for is Squishy Makeovers, and I really just want to react to it because I have not watched this episode yet. I watched her channel endlessly, and so, okay, let's get right into it. Oh, I didn't make this full.
Hey, it's me. Today is a Squishy Makeover.
I love her intro, it's so easy.
Oh, that sound. Ew! So my last Squishy donation unboxing video was fun. I wouldn't want you to miss that quality content, so go watch it if you haven't already.
I demand it!
Definitely, the most requested Squishy from that unboxing was this piece of work.
You guys are gonna ask me to do it, aren't
Literally.
you? Go ahead, start typing.
Next, I saw a lot of comments requesting this
What did they do
teacup.
to it?
Oh my gosh, this is so cute.
They
I think the
raped the
biggest
whole
reason that people were requesting
Squishy.
this teacup, though, is because I said,
I have a teapot.
this is the teapot that I spoke of.
Why?
I think it's only fair to make these two together as a set. Move over, come back.
Come closer.
Normally, I do 3 Squishies total, but I think I'll squeeze in a little
Not
bonus
every
today.
kid with
Have
a
a
face,
cookie.
though.
You're
I wish
welcome.
we would've
Let's jump
understand that.
right into Squishy roasting. So we're starting with this train wreck. We have several things written on it. Help me, please help,
Help me.
and
I like this segment. It's one of my favorite ones.
there's a massive hole in the bottom of it.
Don't go in there.
On the top, there seems to be quite a lot missing, but I did find an Australian coin shoved in one of the crevices.
I'm not gonna say what it
Thank
looked
you.
like, but
Little
it looks
surprise
something
in
very
this dollop
phallic.
of frosting, which says flat.
What the
Yeah.
heck?
Also, some sort of heart bead. Let me just take off
Yeah,
this kind of
like my
ribbon
chest.
thong that it's wearing.
Why is
More
there a
money.
key?
A secret message
A
in
heart,
here. It's either fair
money,
with a weird R or something
a
else. I'm not
ribbon.
really sure. And look at that. There's more. There are a couple mutilated
Ew.
strawberries. There's this.
This just reminds me
No
of something so
idea what
nasty.
that is. I found a Christmas tree. This.
What is that?
And gathering up the rest, let's really dig in there.
Christmas
Oh, wonderful. It's a bunch
tree.
of chopped up phone. I think we finally
I
cleared
have no
this
idea.
thing out.
Oh, I think it's
Anyone
from a
left in
show.
there?
I don't know
Last
what.
call.
Which one.
Come out, come out.
So this is everything I pulled out of
Yeah.
there. Admire it.
Ah!
I've got some work to do on this thing now. The top is in really bad shape, so I'm actually just gonna chop everything off instead of trying to repair what's left of this. It's a complete mess. There are too many little tiny pieces. It would have just taken me way too
Aw.
long to try to reattach all of that piece by piece. Oh, I just noticed that that's a smiley
Okay.
face drawn on there. Creepy. So I just smoothed out the top completely. Well, not completely, it's still really chunky. I found these in my collection,
Yes,
but
it
I'm
is.
primarily interested in the little dollops of cream on the top. One is not quite
Yeah.
like the others.
You got a
What are you
small
gonna do,
dollop,
son?
man.
So yes, I am going to
Wait,
remove those little
don't.
dollops.
No.
You monster.
Don't ruin them,
Sorry about
please. They look
these.
so
I'm sure I will
cute.
eventually make something out of
Yeah.
those in a future video. Here are my dollops. 3 of
He
the same
killed
size
them.
and one that's a little
She's killed
small.
me.
So I'm just trying to figure out how to not make them look awkward together since they're not all the same
I
size.
like the
I decided
white
that I
one.
needed to fill in the gaps in between, so I'm using a couple of the strawberries that I salvaged from the top.
Really?
I found this ripped mini squishy that I think is a cookie. Not to be confused with this cookie. We'll deal with that one later. And continuing
Yeah.
with the fruit theme, I thought that this could possibly pass as like a half of a
This cookie?
pineapple ring. Maybe a bit of a stretch, but I'm going for it anyway. I found a little leftover wedge of a lemon squishy. I honestly don't even
Really?
remember where this came from. I think I'll take a slice of that too. Oh yeah, that's the one. And for the last piece of fruit, I'm cutting it out of memory foam. And yes, I started with the
Oh, I
chunk
remember that
that was way
episode.
too
I love
big.
that
It was an
episode.
accident.
And this is gonna be a blueberry that's somehow larger than 2 strawberries put together.
Yes,
That's
as
fine.
usual.
We're moving on.
You wasted so much foam.
I'm going to take some slick paint and start attaching all these pieces with the paint. Usually, I would glue the pieces on first and then use the paint to just kind of fill in the gaps. But since there were so many pieces that had to be attached to this one, I didn't feel like
Yeah.
it. But I wouldn't recommend doing it this way because it's actually a lot harder when everything is sliding around. Let that dry. So now everything is
Really?
secured on there. I'm going to turn my
Yeah.
attention to the large rips in the cake. This time, I am going to break out my fabric glue. So I'm just applying a thin layer of glue in those rips and then using some rubber bands on there to keep it closed while it dries. And 30 minutes later, the cake is good as new. Well, not quite new. There's a missing chunk there. It looks like teeth marks from an incredibly small human. And to fix that, I'm just going to use a small chunk of memory foam, glue it in there. I decided to just kind of hold it there instead of using a rubber band because
I didn't feel like it.
why was I being so lazy that day? I don't know. What was I saying? Oh yeah, then I trimmed the foam down to blend it in with the corner of the cake.
What?
And I'm gonna take
I
my
don't know
paint
why
and
is so lazy?
yeah, the glue wasn't dry. I just had to kind of mash it in there, slosh some paint over it, and just cover it up the best I could. Then I had to go around and fill up any cracks, chunks, and rips that I see. In fact, there were so many cracks and damaged areas, I ended up just kind of coating the whole thing in a layer of slick paint. I mean, yes, I am gonna paint over the entire thing
Help me,
anyway,
for sure.
but when I do the decorative paint job, I use a mixture of slick paint and matte paint. Oh wait, this is a moment.
Yeah.
Okay, I do all of the repairs with straight slick
I'm sorry, I
paint
love when she
right
do that.
from
It's like
the
the
bottle's
song is
mouth,
so like
and that definitely helps
reminiscing of like
cover a lot of the rough areas and
older
smooths
2000
everything
older
out.
2000
Finally,
songs.
everything's in one piece. I'm gonna use some white matte paint, and I'm just doing a base coat with this. It's just so much easier to paint
Like a
over
freaking tumor.
white than trying to cover all the craziness that was going on before. It just saves a lot of time.
I love a fresh white squishy.
So I'm mixing the colors for my cake. I'm adding a lot of white to each of the colors because I'm going super pastel for this one. Here they are. Why are you so wobbly? Ah, there's a little nugget on there. Let me get rid of that. I'll just
Her
kind
usual
of cut
style.
toward myself. Oh,
Pastel-y.
nope. Okay, there we go. This was such a long process
No.
getting up to this point. The repairs just took so long, and I was
Really?
so eager to get to painting. I've actually been looking forward to painting
Really?
a cake like this, even though I've been sent this cake 2, 3, 4 lots of times. It wasn't until I get this little gem that everyone is suddenly interested in seeing this one get a makeover. You guys like to see me suffer, but I've had the idea to do this cake in pastel rainbow for such a long time. Of course, I didn't plan on having to completely scalp the thing and
Yes,
start
we
from
do,
scratch on the
I guess.
toppings, but that's fine. I am doing a blended rainbow look for the little dollops and also for the filling, and then I'm using the same pastel colors for the fruit as well. Obviously, they're not very natural colors. These colors are a little iffy for fruit, but, you know, I wanted to use the same colors just for cohesiveness sake. I actually quite like the way it looks right now with the bright white, even though that was just supposed to be a base coat, but I am going to stick to my original plan, which is to use a vanilla cake color for the cake layers. What kind of cake even is this? I don't know. I've never eaten a cake that looks like this, but I want one.
Ooh.
I demand it. Get me.
Cake.
Okay,
I
that's
don't
the last
know.
time I'm gonna use that bit. I'm moving on to the
It looks so
top, which I
psychedelic.
am gonna keep white, but I'm gonna use some slick paint and
Really?
make it a thick layer of white so that
You're
it
not.
looks more like
You're not using it
frosting.
like-
Finally, I felt like I should add some detail to the fruit because they were looking a little bit like pale blobs. So I just want to be clear that these are fruits. They definitely look weird in these colors. The pineapple may
were.
not even be recognizable. I don't even know what that looks like. So here is the final result.
Of course,
I put
nothing natural
so
about
much
it.
work into the squishy. I hope you like it. No, you know what? You better like it. I'm just kidding. Oh,
And the
look,
before
they
and
both have
after?
the word
The
me
before-
on the
the
bottom.
before was, like,
Personally,
trash.
I love
After, like,
it,
somebody,
and it's a
like-
massive
somebody, like,
improvement from what
somebody
it
you
was
would date,
before. I love how the
'cause they're
colors
beautiful.
look. I love how the filling came out. It's so pretty.
And the other one, and the
Somehow,
before,
glitter
it looks
got all
like-
over
like
the
one
bottom
of
of
those
it. Did you
Cliche
do this?
nerdy girls,
Bonus,
like
it
trash
can
and
breathe.
everything, but got beautiful. I don't know.
Yeah, it's alive. There's
Boy,
probably
showed it,
still
but
some sort
looked
of
pretty good.
creature living inside of this thing, so I guess it makes sense. Okay, moving on to the teapot squishy.
I don't
Now,
want it
this
to be
one
alive.
actually wasn't sent to me. I bought this online probably around a year ago to do a squishy makeover on it,
look
but it
cute.
hasn't gotten much use or attention at all. Weird. There are a couple holes in it. It just came like that. Notice the eye is a bit droopy there. Yeah, hello. And I thought Crooked
Why
Eye
is
Marie
that?
was bad. Let's just create a new face. The first step with this one is going to be to sand it because the surface is very smooth and this will help the paint stick better. Now I'm bringing in this cake
I hate when
chunk.
she do
The
this.
cake part is
Especially when they have cute
trash.
faces. It's like she's killing
But
them. I
since
don't know
the
why.
rose is still intact, I'm gonna use that as decor on my teapot. So
What?
I'm just cutting that off.
Quickly, what would people do to these
And it's
squishies?
gonna
Like,
go
they're
right
literally
on the
killing
front
them.
of the teapot. I'm trimming that up and getting rid of all the extra foam on the back so that it lays down nicely. Then there's this little bump out for the shape of the lid, but I'm actually gonna smooth that out and try to get rid of that because I want to change the shape of the lid. I need that space to fit my giant rose. Here I go, gluing that on there and securing it to dry. Nice booty. There we go. Now I'm going to fill in that little gap with some paint just to give it a nice seamless look. And also I'm going to try to smooth out the area that I cut into. I definitely should have taken more time to smooth out that area with my scissors because it was really lumpy. I had to do so many layers upon layers of paint to correct that when I could have just taken some extra time to trim it up a little bit better and save myself the trouble. Oh, you got a booger. Just right there. Oh. Wow. I think I ended up doing like maybe 10 layers
actually like
of
that
paint
color.
to try to smooth out this area.
Like the color.
It was really extra. Finally, I've gotten rid of that lumpy chunkiness, and I'm painting this white. And this time, it's not just a base coat, because I am actually going to keep most of this white.
Like the fade
I feel as though many of you were expecting me to turn these into Mrs. Potts and Chip from Beauty and the Beast. Do Chip from Beauty and the Beast.
Chip and Mrs. Potts.
Teapot into Mrs. Potts and Chip. Do Mrs. Potts and Chip from Beauty and the Beast for the teacups. Like if you agree.
I do hate to disappoint you if that's
The
what you
comments
really
is
wanted
pouring
to see.
in from everywhere in the
Of course, I think
world.
that would have been cute. I personally just enjoy creating
Like if
my
you
own
agree.
designs versus using a character from a movie or TV show or something like that. Out of all of the squishy makeovers I've done, I think I've only done one character from something else, and we all know how that went.
Wait, what?
Don't worry about it, Marie. I don't know. I just get so much more satisfaction from creating something new out of my head. I wanted to do a nice, proper looking tea set with the rose and nice little golden accents. I wanted sophistication, refinement. Turns out that's easier said than done.
That's surprising.
This is one of those where I'm just like making it up as I go. Like, what is this little shoulder doohickey right here? I don't even know. Once I got to this stage, I felt like it was basically done, but there was still something missing. I tried adding some polka dots. I hate that. I hate that so much. I ended up stepping away for a while, came back the next day, and decided to add some little gold detailing to the edges of the petals, and I think that that helped a lot to make it look more finished and put together. Here's the before and after. I don't necessarily think that it's so much better
pretty
than
cool.
before. It's just quite different styles. Before, it was like a wannabe cute, but just kind of derpy. And now it's like wannabe sophisticated, but I do like it, and I do prefer the new one. My favorite part has to be the gold on the petals. If I hadn't done that, I feel like I wouldn't have liked it that much, but that was just the right detail to pull it together. Although I do feel like maybe something is still missing. Oh, the teacup. So here's the little teacup that is gonna go with it. The sender's initials written here. And I mean, you know, it's cute, it's small, but it's a little plain. It's one solid color. There is a small amount of damage, but nothing compared to what we've already seen today. So I'm gonna quickly repair the damage to the handle. And just like that, I'm getting to the paint. Here goes more white paint. I think I used like an entire large bottle of white paint for this episode. Once I've gotten this little teacup completely white, I'm gonna add the tea in there, fill it up. Is this the right color of tea? I feel like it's so wrong, but that'll do. This is part of the same tea set as the teapot. Of course, I'm gonna go for the same feel, so I'm painting a rose on the front, but I am gonna use a different color because, you know, I don't want them to be like exactly the same. Give this little guy his own identity, and that looks kind of ugly. The
Doesn't
dark
like a
lines
rose.
were a little bit obnoxious, so I went over that with a lighter shade of blue to make it look a little bit softer.
Yes, that's better.
Now for the little leaf, which was terrible.
Just no.
So let me fix that up a little bit, okay? I
Yes.
am going to add a gold rim around the top of the cup to match with the teapot, and the tea color definitely looks wrong now, so I changed that to a darker color. Finally, I'm gonna add a few more little gold accents, but just a side note, I did remove the gold outline that's
that's
around the
better.
outside of the flower, which you'll see in a second because I thought it looked
Ugly. Oops.
so it definitely has a lot more detail now and looks a lot more interesting and unique, so that's good. I think it's really cute. For some reason, I really like how the tea looks when you squish it. I don't know, I can't explain it. I just like it. But I definitely don't like it as much by itself as I do when it's with the teapot. I think they look really
don't know
nice
either.
together.
I do
You
like
know,
it
they
too.
complete each other. But you know what? They need something to be even more complete. And you know what they need? This cookie. Where did this cookie come from? I have no idea. So this may be a cookie, or it may
What?
be a really small cruller donut. Take your
Oh,
pick.
God.
Or
I forgot
if you
about
use your
that.
imagination.
It's a pineapple ring.
No. Either way, it is really boring and it's dirty. So let's freshen this up a bit. I'm gonna pour out the scrap. And then I'm gonna paint it with a cookie color, suspiciously similar to the vanilla cake
Is it
color.
also gonna be
And
white?
once the
I
whole
wonder.
thing is completely covered,
Yeah.
then I'm gonna add some shading.
Oh,
My goal
cool.
was to make this somewhat realistic.
Cool.
I made this just for the tea
That's
set.
it?
I thought it would be nice to add a little tea cookie thing, you know, nice cookie thing. Tea set,
Realism
but
is
it
hard
looked a
in art,
little
though.
too
Realism is
bready,
hard in
so
art.
then I added some powdered sugar to make it look a little sweeter, like a cookie. And voila, it's done. Pretty quick and easy, and here they are all together. I think the cookie does add a little something extra to it. I'm a big fan of this little tea set. So, oh, no, don't dip the cookie in the tea. That doesn't even make sense. Oh, I'm feeding you. I'm feeding you now. You know what we need to do now? Have a squishy tea party.
No! I want to be fed.
There's only
sloth,
one cup of tea
the
and one
hamster,
cookie, so
the
who gets
fox.
Oh, this is the worst party I've ever been to.
The cat that turned, that came from the front, and
We could just maybe
Pickles
share the
ducks.
teacup.
No! This is boring.
So, I thought this would be cute, but it's actually just kind of creepy
know.
and weird, so never mind. On that note, I hope that you guys enjoyed this squishy makeover. It's weird, I didn't do any animals and
It
not a
is.
single sprinkle to be seen, but I still really like what I made. I hope you guys like them too. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next Friday. Bye!
Bye. Wow. That was a video. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you'd like to subscribe, comment down below. I always want to hear your comment. And remember, we're all friends. And shut it. Bye, guys.